Mark Dara did some very interesting research with spectrography. These are the things that he found, different elements in Morgellons specimens, and he put spectrography to that to see what the materials exactly, what are they? And he finds all sorts of strange answers. And the things that they find in Morgellons are ribbon-like filaments, rounded, smooth filaments in single strands or loosely interwoven balls, capsule-like structures, starfish-shaped particles, worm-like tubes, and black, irregular-edged flakes. Imagine having that garbage in your body. So Hildegard Stallander, she did a lot of, she's a how you say that, a naturopathic doctor, but also a toxicologist in environmental issues. And she says these are nano-robotic assemblies. They replicate from the inside out. So from the digestive system and the renal system, they travel to the skin. And it's a composition of chemtrail fibers that matches exactly on what they find on Morgellons patients. And by this time, some 60,000 plus American families are infected, and the red areas and the orange areas are the areas where there are the most patients. But I heard already that the 60,000 is already an obsolete number. Gwen Scott is a naturopathic doctor. Heavy metals, biological pathogens, fibers, polymers, and other dangerous materials are being sprayed every day all around the planet. The materials are fine particulates and are easily breathed in. So it sounds as if there's no escape. And once in the body, and that is very important, they become systemic, meaning all through the body, in less than a minute. So then we come to animals, plants and trees. I mean, Morgellons fibers, they must be also in plants and animals, but I have no reports of that yet. Aluminum and fish. What aluminum will do to fish is that it will impair their ion regulation at the gill. So they can't breathe, they don't get oxygen. So the fish mortality goes up and the growth goes down and the reproductive potential goes down, and they have, because of the high acidity and high aluminum content of where they live, they have less food. So they're basically dying out, and that's what Dame Winnington really was saying also on the film. And then here we have frogs that are falling victim to a fungus. And it spreads like wildfire everywhere. About frogs, there is this Walt Disney film about the Princess and the Frog, I think. In America, there started a whole hype that little girls wanted to have their own little frog prince to kiss. Frogs are the best way to get infected with what's the name of it? The food poisoning, salmonella. So they're teaching little girls to kiss frogs. Great, lovely. And this was just now in Greece, where millions of frogs left a lake and went over a highway. So they had to close the highway because these poor frogs were being run over. And the explanation that was given is that the frogs were looking for food elsewhere. I don't know whether that is true. I didn't hear further about it, but it's a sign of, I don't know yet what, but it's a sign. Aluminum in plants. If you put aluminum oxide nanoparticles in groundwater, then you inhibit the growth of corn, cucumber, cabbage, carrots, and soybeans. For instance, this is what they tested. but I guess that you can put any vegetable there and it will be impaired as well. And the smaller the nanoparticle, the greater the effect. And ecosystems are being targeted by aluminum toxins. And then you get in areas with trees, you get the death of elements that work together with each other in synergy to keep the trees healthy. If they die, then you have the domino effect. So if these entities aren't there anymore, then the trees die. So when you have a forest fire, it will be a firestorm because it will be dry and dead wood. And aluminum will take care of the die-off of essential microbes, and it changes the soil pH. So on top of that, geoengineering various types of fungal forms is, I don't know, that is what happens, but these fungal forms and microtoxins are toxic to every living thing, including us. And this is telltale signs on trees. You see the webbing there, the dying of the trees, and there the white first 2 meters on a tree. What that is, I don't know. It might be a fungus or something, I don't know. But it's not a healthy sign anyway. And these are pictures that I got from Geert Top. Where is he? Up there. These are pictures from Belgium. This is the difference between October 2005 and September 2009, and you can see the trees didn't grow very much. And they lose their green very early because it's September. And this is the same trees in 2007 and 2009. And I must say, I pass trees like these in my area and they are totally brown. And this is August 2005, and then this happens, and then the area looks like this in March 2002. And then we have the bats. Right off with the bats. They are exiting this world because, and they are very important. We might not like them very much, but they take care of hundreds of insects every night, so they keep our environment healthy. And what happens is the white nose syndrome, and it's caused again by a fungus. And every one of these bats with this white nose, they won't be here next week or next year. And here you see a close-up. And then, very important, the bees. And we have this new world, new world word. It's a vomit word, basically. Colony collapse disorder. Because what it means is that bees are dying. And why they are dying, there are a number of reasons. Chemtrails is one of them, most probably. But also, bees use the sun as a compass. So with no sun there anymore, they have difficulty coming home again, or telling each other with their dance, here is the honey, or there is the honey, and they die. And in the United States, more than 35% of the population of the Western honeybee flew out and never came home. So they are not to be found dead in their place of living, but they're just not there anymore. So what's that? Is that the electromagnetic frequency disturbances? Could be, I don't know. But there's several reasons. But bees are very important. Einstein said, if the bee disappeared off the surface of the globe, then man would have only 4 years of life left. Because no more bees, no more plants, no more animals, no more men. No more pollination, I forgot that. No. That's the key word, of course. So I was just testing you. pH changes. A good example of what